Hello everyone, I'm Abhinav. It feels like a deja vu moment. I'm back here at MK Designs again, preparing my Royal Enfield Himalayan 450 rally bike project. Just about a year ago, I was here with my good friend Milan, who I'd asked to come in the frame now. How are you, Milan?
Hello.
Milan runs MK Designs. It's a design house which specializes in customizing Royal Enfield motorcycles.
Yes.
He does full fairings and whatever, full fairings, drag bars, exhausts, etc. for motorcycles. So I approached Milan because I've known Milan and I, we worked on my Interceptor back in 2018,
We
2019.
started with the street twin.
Yes, we started with the Street Twin
Yes.
even earlier. And then we moved on to the Interceptor and we
Yeah.
did a fantastic job with the Interceptor.
Right.
So I came to Milan last year that Milan, I'm making a lighter Himalayan, sort of like a rally themed motorcycle, but I need a nicer paint job on it because I wanted to showcase the motorcycle at Royal Enfield Motoverse. Now, if a bike is mechanically, different, however it looks the same, it gets lost at, one of these big events because it
Right.
looks like one of the regular motorcycles. So Milan, I, and a very special friend of ours, Luisa from Romania, she helped us out with, coming up with a certain design. Milan, he replicated that design, improvised that design, and MK Designs was very gracious to halt all their work. This was around the time when they were working on Auto Expo projects.
Auto projects, right.
And yet they stopped everything and they worked on my motorcycle. I'm eternally grateful for that. But the irony here is that motorcycle never really reached Motoverse. It was stuck in transit and it reached 2 days after Motoverse ended. So we couldn't showcase the motorcycle to you guys at all. After that, in March, I crashed on the very same motorcycle and I destroyed that beautiful paint job that we had created. So I say this is a deja vu moment because I'm again here in 2025 trying to rebuild the same motorcycle in the same exact way with Milan to
For
showcase
Motoverse.
it at Motoverse. Do you want to talk us through, the whole process of finalizing the paint job on this bike and the execution of it?
Okay, so the execution part is still an easy part. The difficult part is what Louisa did. That was the designing and getting the design frozen.
Yeah.
So once we have the design, it hardly takes around 3 or 4 days to complete the paint job with all the graphics and everything. So again, it's not much of a hassle for us to do any custom paint jobs, and we need maximum time of around a week to get the
Right.
job done.
So the stickering part of it where you have to create the vectors, that takes a lot of time, right?
Yeah, that takes a little bit. Again, it takes a little time, but yes, it is not very difficult. It can be executed very easily.
Okay, having said that, where are the parts, Milan?
They are in the paint booth. Let's go and see the parts.
Perfect.
So this is the paint area,
Uh-huh.
and inside there's another room where we keep the parts for drying.
Okay.
And here's your tank.
It looks so gorgeous. I love the way the lines flow and the white contrasts with the black and the yellow, it just pops up.
Pops out, yes. So I think it's almost done. We had sprayed the matte clear in the morning only
Uh-huh.
to secure the graphics, and now it is almost ready to install it on the bike.
So we just spoke about paint, but this motorcycle is a little bit more than paint. I wanted this motorcycle to make a little bit more power and lose a little bit of weight, have nicer rally style tires, etc. And along with installing the newly painted parts, we will also install some performance parts on the motorcycle. Now here are the parts that we will install. I want to first, I'll quickly give you an overview of what I have. I have these custom Excel Takasago rims that have been made for the Himalayan 450 by me and my friends. And we've got Rice Toka tires on it. I'll talk about that. First, let me just give you an overview of other products. We also have a lithium phosphate battery for the motorcycle, which is about 2.5 kilos lighter than the stock battery. I'm going to keep this aside for now. We'll try and put an enduro tail on the bike because I don't really like the way the tail light is designed on the Himalayan. And we we will install an exhaust. This is an MNTB rally style exhaust that I helped design. We had a stainless steel finish exhaust in the bike earlier. This is a black colored exhaust. We'll just open it up. And if you see the bike right now, it has a black subframe with the rear foot pegs. We will remove this. We will, last year I had this. This is a subframe that, we painted red. And if you see, the foot peg hanger is on one side, but no, it's not there on the other side because I cut it off for weight savings. So it's an extreme move, but I don't plan to use this motorcycle with a passenger at any point of time. So I thought might as well. So we have disassembled the rear subframe. It's just sitting on these two bolts. Okay, and now it just comes off. Okay, so the idea is that we will replace this rear subframe with this rear subframe. This was powder coated red at here at MK Designs, and if you'd see, it's missing a foot peg hanger from one side. So now what I'll do is I'll quickly show you how much it weighs, how much both these weigh, and whether we saved any weight. This is how much? 7.4. This is how much?
6.5.
6.5. So we've saved 900 grams by doing this. Now I know it might sound very crazy that you cut a subframe for 900 grams, but the whole idea is that we are removing little bit of weight from everywhere. So it all adds up at the end of the day. The motorcycle in its final form will be about 20 kilos lighter. We're going to take the exhaust off now. So it's 3 kilos. $2.160. Both of them combined are about 5 kilos, 100 grams, let's say. We have the shield as well. Must be another 100 grams. Let's just see how much the new exhaust, the MNTB exhaust, weighs with all its attachments. So this is 2.2, and then the pipe. $915. We are saving about 2 kilos on the exhaust because combined this is about 3 kilos. So that's not bad, another 2 kilos off the motorcycle. Just look at how they've made these clamps. Very nicely done, I would say. Usually in India you don't get clamps this good quality, from an Indian manufacturer. I think it's decently done. And then I also really like the way the exhaust is. I've shown you this exhaust before in the stainless steel finish. Now just look at it in black. I think the black looks nicer. It's a slightly longish exhaust with a muzzle at the end, which is angled down because the exhaust sits like this. It's beautiful, man. Very quality stainless steel 304 construction. And then MNTB logo. I like it. I really like it. Remember, guys, designed by me. Just take a look at how beautiful it looks. We've saved about 2 kilos from the motorcycle already on the exhaust. Now we'll swap out the battery. So this is an impulse power battery. Comes for about 10,000 rupees. This is a lithium phosphate battery. You don't get lithium ion batteries that are manufactured here. So this should also help us save a little bit of weight over the stock battery. We'll take this out. Compared to this is quite heavy. So 3425 grams, 3.4 kilos, this battery. 1.17. So clearly a weight saving of 2.2 kilos right there. So this is just this is the easy part, you know, just taking off weight like this. So I wanted to use this enduro tail, but I'm not going to do that because it's just not looking very nice on the bike. The problem with this tail is because the rear portion under the light where the you know, the number plate would sit is so horizontal. The number plate's going to sit somewhere over here, so parallel to the ground. It's not going to look nice. So I need something which where the rear portion slopes down at about, you know, 60 or 45 degrees, and that'll look nice. So for now, no, we're going to stick to this, the stock part. We now move to the most exciting part of the build, currently for me. I used to wonder that why did the Himalayan not come with an 18-inch rear wheel? It's an adventure touring bike, right? It's a travel bike at the end of the day. I wanted an 18-inch rear wheel just for the simple fact that, you know, you get more tire choices, more knobby tire choices. I also wanted to do a narrower aluminium stronger rim because when you're going hard off-road, the chances of that rim bending are less. So it took me a lot of effort to come up with these rims. If you'd see, this is a used rim. I used to use this rim on my X-Pulse 200 that I used to ride. Then I gave these rims to Yudhvir. He was using these in his X-Pulse. Then he wanted to use these in his KLX 230. I said, Yudhvir, I'm not finding rims anywhere. I need these rims. I need to put them on the Himalayan. And he thankfully gave me the rims. The rear is an 18. We had to custom do the spokes. Rahul from Flying Fender Motorcycles, he handled that for me. So we've used the stock hub of the Himalayan. And then we've got the Excel Takasago 6 days rim, 2.15. The stock I think would be 4 inches in width. So we've done custom spokes. These are spokes, these are stainless steel spokes. Took a lot of effort and time to build these. The orientation of the hole of the rim also had to be tweaked slightly to make them fit because these are not really meant for a Himalayan. They were meant for an X-Pulse. So I don't even know if they were meant for an X-Pulse because Excel would have never really made rims for an X-Pulse. They would have made 18-inch generic 36-hole rims. So we, okay, good that this came off. So we did that. Tires, I'm running 120 by 90 Rise Stock R. This is a proper adventure, proper dirt bike tire. Look at the gap between the knobs. This tire is never going to get packed in mud. So this is an off-road only application tire. If you look at the sprocket that I'm running over here, this is an aluminium sprocket, same 47 teeth, but this is lighter by some 350 grams or so. The stock sprocket on the Himalayan, 47 teeth, stainless steel. It weighs about 650 grams. This is only 300 grams. So we've saved a little bit of weight there as well. Now you might ask, what are the advantages of going with a narrow rim, narrow tire on this bike because it's a 450? Well, A, it's going to increase the ground clearance a little bit. B, I have more tire options when I go with a tire of this size. I'm also saving a lot of weight. The stock hub, rim, sprocket and the tire combo on the Himalayan, this is 5 kilos lighter, 5.3 kilos lighter in fact with the sprocket. That's a phenomenal amount of weight saving. I mean, we've suddenly reduced 5.3 kilos from the bike, which is unsprung mass. This is rotational mass that we've taken off the bike. And I think that's a huge factor. It's going to change the way the bike rides. It handles, it brakes, accelerates, everything because your rotational mass has come down. Take a look at the difference in height and width. This is a 130 tire on a stock, let's say 4-inch wide rim. And this is a 120 tire on, a 2.15 inch width rim. This is 130/80, and remember the stock is 140/80, and this is 120/90. So just see, and if you see the height, if you come on the side, this is significantly taller, the 18-inch rim. Milan has to leave, so I've taken the entire day here. He has to go to a party. So I'm just quickly going to show you the paint bits now. So this is the stock Camet white fender, the white one. Milan's done this beautiful, matte black or satin black.
So this is black paint, and then over the top we have sprayed matte clear.
Okay.
And this one is 70% matte and 30% gloss. So it
That
will
is
come
why
in a
it looks a
category of
little
satin.
satinish.
Yes.
Looks
The
so
shimmer that
pretty.
you
yaar.
see,
Looks so good. I mean, color is personal preference, but that black is looking so much nicer.
yeah.
So we'll put this, and then let's also show
We
the
have
tank,
the tank.
because that's where
Let me show you. And here's the tank.
let's just place it on the bike for now. And suddenly it's starting to look like a motorcycle again.
I think it looks fabulous, and the last time when we discussed painting this red,
Yeah.
this really stands out.
Yeah, that's true. The red
Minimal effect
pinstriping and
and yes.
everything, now it makes sense.
Right.
Because when the tank was there in the paint booth, that red wasn't making any sense.
Right. And now it completes the look. The color blends really well, and especially the white and all, we have connected the panels.
Yeah.
So this gives a finished and final look to it.
So Milan, you are a design guy, your background is design, industrial design,
Yeah.
and you also understand aesthetics. I don't understand color, I don't understand aesthetics. What I want to know is the black exhaust going now with the bike, because it's just become too much black.
Yes. See, if you see the complete look, I think the black is complementing. We haven't done anything that is like, we would say it is overdone.
Uh-huh.
It is very subtle, still has a character. The flowing lines, even if you see this,
Yeah,
all the lines are blending in.
correct, that's correct.
So it is giving a very good character to the motorcycle.
Lovely. Okay, so guys, I want your opinion on this. Now, this is where Milan and I always differ. Milan's like an OG Himalayan guy, right? So he loves the tag guard on the bike. I don't like it for two reasons. A, I just don't like the way it looks. B, I think it also helps us drop almost 3.5 kilos of the motorcycle. But Milan really likes it. What do you think? Would the bike look better with this or without it? Let me know in the comments. For now, we will take it off. With the 18-inch wheel, there is plenty of clearance. It's not touching anywhere at the front. So even though it's a bigger diameter, slightly bigger, it's not touching anywhere. Yes, it looks like a very narrow tire now from the rear. But the whole point is not the aesthetics of a big tire, but to make it extremely functional. I want to try and ride this bike in the sand. I want to try and ride it on loose terrain. I regularly go to trails. In fact, I only ride on trails. So there, I think this tire is going to work very well for me. Rice Stock R tire, 90/90/21. Excel Takasago rim. This is also a narrow rim. This is 1.6 inch wide, 1.6 or 1.65 inches wide. So again, if you see, the tire is a lot more rounded. I'll get this tire here. So just take a look. So this is also a 90/90/21 tire. This is a Rice Trail R, and this is a Rice Stock R. So height is not a problem on this, but this is a narrower tire. Because the rim is narrow. This setup, the front is 900 grams lighter than the stock rim and the stock wheel. So we didn't save a lot of weight here, but to reiterate again, we saved 5 kilos on the rear wheel. So yeah, and there is no clearance issue, there's ample clearance. I'm only going to take this off for Motoverse. Maybe once I start riding it back on the trail, once the bike comes back from Goa to Delhi, I'll probably put these on, because if the bike tips on the trail, you'll immediately get a dent on the tank. It's just inevitable. These help. So ideally keep them on the bike. I'm just taking these off for Motoverse. 1.735. So both sides would be about a little over 3.4. So yeah, another 3.4 kilos off the motorcycle. Some of these parts are essential if you're going to use it as a daily motorcycle. My idea is not to use this bike as a daily bike. This is a recreational motorcycle. It's a project bike. It's a custom bike. I'm not trying to make a lot of sense with the motorcycle. I'm just trying to see what all can I achieve with the bike to make it nicer, lighter, fun. Like, it's fun to ride, but a little bit more fun to ride, just to take it to the extremes and see what all we can do. The Casa Brown tank that was on the bike, the fuel pump is on that tank, the fuel lid is on that tank. So we won't be able to start the motorcycle today. We will put that on tomorrow, and then I'll start the bike, I'll ride the bike, I'll show you how the bike rides. For now, we're just going to finish, installing the tank. I'll take it home, and tomorrow I'll do all of that. For now, I don't have front indicators on the motorcycle because I took off the cage. So we will wrap up these wires and we'll hide them and just take a look around the motorcycle. It looks a lot sleeker without, the cage. I don't even have a front number plate on the bike right now. We'll figure out all of that later. But I want to talk about something very crucial and something that, was catastrophic for me earlier this year. I had chopped off the front fender of the motorcycle. I'd taken the mid part off, and the way the Himalayan's brake line is routed. Brake line, it comes from the ABS sensor. It mounts on the right side fork, and then there is a U. There's a U shaped bend over here, and the brake line goes on the other side. Because the brake caliper is on the left, so that U-bend, it brings the brake line here and it goes over here. Now, since I took off the mid part of the fender, and if you'd see here, the fender, there is a clip over here which holds the brake line and the speed sensor in place. Now, since I had cut this part off, this was hanging loose, and one day on the trail, it broke. The brake line jammed the front wheel, it came in the wheel. I went over the handlebars, I tore my ACL, I broke my left wrist, left elbow, and did a lot of damage to my left shoulder, all of which required surgeries. So don't do that. Don't just chop off your fender. It's a bad idea. The bike is not designed to run without a fender. However, I'm still going to cut the fender, but not completely. If you take a look over here, if you'd see, this is a very rough cut. We will refine it later. I have cut the front portion of the fender, and I've cut the rear lip of the fender. It used to extend way below. Now I'm thinking either I'll chop off the fender from here and just remove all of this, or I'll let it be. I'm in two minds. I don't know. I really don't know what to do with it right now. All I do know is that I'm going to put in a brake line mod so that it doesn't come to the right and then go to the left with this U-bend. What I'm planning to do is I'll put in a direct brake line. So I'll bypass the ABS sensor. I anyway don't use ABS on this bike because I ride it off-road. And anyway, now I have an 18-inch wheel at the rear, right? So the diameter has changed. So the ABS will also function in a very different manner. I don't know how that will be, but I plan to put a direct brake line on the front brake, which will bypass the ABS completely, and it will be routed somewhere over here on the front fork, on the left hand fork, and come all the way here. So I won't need the top part of the front fender. So I'll cut it off again. But this time, I know what went wrong, and I've learned my lesson, and we'll make the mod in the safest possible manner. But yes, we will make the mod. This is more or less the final look of the motorcycle for Motoverse. Take a good look. It has a center stand on right now because the bike has to be transported in a truck And I'm going to let this be because it's just easier to transport, but the motorcycle will not have a center stand once we have it running on the trail, because it's just, weight loss. One thing that I want to tell you is a slight drawback of the 18-inch rear wheel is, because the bike is now a little bit taller from the rear, the lean on the center stand, or on the side stand, is a little bit more pronounced. So it leans a bit more. I'm just going to sit on the bike and show you how I look on the bike with the wheel. But first, take a look off the stand. This is the stance of the bike with the 18-inch rear wheel. Let me just quickly sit on the bike and show you now. I can still flat-foot it easily. I'm 178, 179 centimeters tall, 5'10", 5'10 half. The bike is ready as it can be here. This is not Milan, by the way. This is Zishan. Zishan works with Milan. So Zishan is the guy who actually carried out all the paint work and the graphic work on the motorcycle. Zishan is the one who went to the shop where they did the stickering and everything. And then there were also some bloopers. They put the stickers in the, like the orientation was wrong and everything. Then Zishan went again, he did it again. Lots and lots of hard work.
It's more of a trial and error, and sometimes you get it right in one shot, and sometimes it's, you need to look at it again.
Yeah, but the bike has come out to be quite nice.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
And thank you so much.
The black beauty.
Black beauty with a dash of color.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'd like to sign off from here. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm hoping to put this video out before Motoverse. The bike will be there. I'll be there. Please come and say a hello. Take a look at the motorcycle. Take a sit on the bike. Tell me what you think of the bike. So we will now load the motorcycle on the Hilux and take it home. Can we lower the ramp? That's it. Okay. And that was easy.